example 1. Remember what I said earlier, the only functions that obviously and confirm used by part is integration of ln. And as we can see here in the question, the only functions that we have is only ln x. So automatic, this is my u, ln x. And what about my dv? I said the remaining parts is our dv. So my dv is just dx because that's the remaining. Alright, so dv is just dx. So now, differentiate u, du dx, differentiate ln x will get 1 over x. And remember, we need to leave it as du only. So bringing dx to the other side, I have 1 over x dx. Alright, so for dv part, we need to integrate both sides. Okay, so integrate, remember that there is a tiny one over here. So integrate 1 dv will get v, and integrate 1 dx will get x. So I will highlight the parts that we need to substitute in our formula, u, du, and v. Alright, now integrate ln x dx, and the formula uv minus integrate v du. Substitute. U is ln x, v is x, minus integrate v is x, and du is 1 over x dx. Alright, so for the first term here, I will rearrange. Usually polynomial is at the front. So x ln x minus integrate. Okay, so for x and 1 over x, we can cancel the x and leave with 1 dx. So solving the integration parts here, we will get, okay, copy here and minus integrate 1 over x there, we will get x, and don't forget plus c. And that's our final answer. Example 2. Question is integrate x multiplied by e power 2x dx. Okay, so first we need to recognize our functions. Okay, so x comes from polynomial, and then e to x comes from exponential. Yes, so based on our low pad order, okay, so p comes first before e. Hence, our u will be x. So the rest in the question, e to x dx, will be dv, correct? So now for the first part, u, we need to differentiate du dx. We'll get 1, and we need to left it with du only on left hand side. So bring dx to the other side, and we'll get du is equals to dx. And for the second part, we need to integrate both sides. Okay, so I explained already, integrate dv will get v. So integrate exponent power 2x, it's copy divided by the differentiate of the power, which is 2. So no need plus c here, as this is not our final answer. Okay, now we are going to substitute this formula. Okay, so I write the question first. It's integrate x e to x dx. Formula uv minus integrate v du. So I'm going to highlight what is my needs here. It's u, it's v, and du. So these three will be substituted in my formula. U is x, v is e power 2x over 2 minus integrate v e power 2x over 2, and my du is just dx. Okay, so now I need to do some rearrangements. So for the first term, just multiply them together. And for the second term, for the integration part, okay, so I take out 2, bring it to outside because it's just a constant. So I left with integration of e power 2x dx. Next step is solve. Solve means solve this integration part. So just copy the first term minus the constant 1 over 2. So now integrate e to x, will get e to x over 2. And now, because this is our final answer already, write plus c. So simplify. So I will get x multiplied e power 2x over 2 minus e power 2x over 4 plus c. And that's my final answer. Alright, so now we move to example 3, definite integral. Same question as example 2, but this time with limits. So question asks for integration from 0 until 2 of x multiplied e power 2x dx. Okay, so there are two methods. As you can see here, this is the first method. So the first method is integrate as usual without the limit and get plus c at the end. So we integrate as usual, okay? So just like we did in example 2. So I wrote down what we got before. And step 2, write and substitute the limit without plus c. So now I continue. Because the question asks for integration from 0 to 2 x e power 2x dx. So I will just take this part only without the plus c. So I'll write it like this. X e 2x over 2 minus e power 2x over 4, close bracket, limit from 0 to 2. So now, step 3, substitute limit and solve. And we are done. Alright, so continue. I substitute limit as usual. Don't forget, it is atas tolak bawah. So who is atas? 2. And who is bawah? 0. Alright, so substitute upper limit first. So we have 2e2 multiplied 2 over 2 minus e power 2 multiplied 2 over 4. Okay, so done with substituting upper limit, which is 2. So now I'm going to substitute the lower limit, which is 0. So 0 multiply e, 2 multiply 0 over 2 minus e, 2 multiply 0 over 4. Okay, so I would like to remind you, e to the power 0 is not 0, yeah? So just press the calculator and you will see the answer. Okay, so now I will simplify. I have 2e power 4 over 2 minus e power 4 over 4 minus, so 0 multiplied by e power 0 is 0. So I cancel this out and get 0 minus, so this is what I said before, e to the power 0 is 1. So this is 1 over 4. So the first part, here, I can cancel 2 and I will get e power 4 minus e power 4 over 4 plus 1 over 4. Why plus? Because negative with negative will get positive. Alright, so simplify e to the power 4. We have 1 minus 1 over 4, which means it is 3 over 4 e power 4 plus 1 over 4. And we are done. Alright, so second method, example 4. As you can see, I already put the steps for solving using this method, second method. Okay, so first step, start integrate with the limit. Okay, so this time, no plus c. No the usual integration. So first step, identify u and dv. So as you can see, x here is polynomial and cos x is trigo. So by the order of Lopez, p comes first before t, trigo. So our u here is x and our dv is the rest, which is cos x dx. So for u part, we differentiate, we'll get 1. And leaving du on left hand side, I get dx. And for dv, we need to integrate both sides. Integrate dv, we'll get v. Integrate cos x, we'll get sin x. So now we are going to substitute in our formula. So I have integrate 0 until pi x cos x dx is equals to, so this part is crucial. This is not second step yet. So this is uv from 0 until pi minus integrate from 0 until pi v du. So the limit that you put here, this is step 1. Okay, this is step 1. Start integrate with the limit. So the limit 0 until pi is according to our question. Okay, I substitute my u, v and du in our formula. So I get u multiply v will get x sine x with limit 0 to pi minus integrate 0 to pi. V is sine x and du is dx. So continue integrate. For the first term, just copy everything. We are not solving this one, not yet. Okay, so now we are going to do step 2. Solve integration v du here. Okay, so integrate v du will get, integrate sine x will get negative cos x with the limit from 0 to pi. So now you see, we are halfway done actually. So as you can see in step 3, combine. So combine here means, as you can see here, the limit for x sine x and the limit for negative cos x is the same. Meaning we can combine these two terms to become like this. To become a big bracket. So x sine x minus and negative will get plus cos x. Close bracket, the limit is from 0 to pi. This is what I meant by combine. Okay, so now we will substitute limit and we are going to solve to get the final answer. So as usual, upper limit minus lower limit. So I substitute the upper limit. It's pi sine pi plus cos pi minus 0 sine 0 plus cos 0. Okay, so when you work trigo with pi, make sure your calculator is in radian mode, okay? Because our angle now is in pi. So now if you press the calculator for specifically sine pi, cos pi, sine 0, and cos 0 respectively, we will get sine pi by calculator is 0 plus cos pi by calculator is negative 1 minus 0 sine 0 is 0 plus cos 0 is 1. Please be careful, yeah, when you press the calculator. So I cancel out the zeros and I will left with negative 1 minus 1. And I will get the final answer is negative 2. And I'm done. Okay, so please digest. If you didn't understand anything, please consult with your lecturer and try to do this exercise over here as I already provide the answer for you. Okay, thank you so much and goodbye.